Cybulski here. I'm your host for the Campman Show, and I'm so excited that you're here today because we are celebrating Christmas. If you're watching this on Monday when we drop, I do realize yesterday was Christmas, but I didn't get to wish you a Merry Christmas. And good news, Christmas is not just the 25th. It goes for 12 more days. And what's better than that? Nothing. So before we get started, some new news. Well, I'm gonna change it from new news to great news because we are off school all this week, which means we get to relax, we get to chill, we get to hang out with family, we get to hang out with friends, we get to sleep, which is beautiful. So enjoy it. I don't really have any other news, but it's just some great news that we just don't do anything. All right, so on today's episode, I kind of want us to chat about what are some Christmas traditions, Christmas traditions we have. And I might as well call upon my best friend, Father Logue, right? Right, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna get my stool, don't worry.
Hold on a second, Noelle, because while most people can't see it, that stool is not very nice.
Oh my gosh, this stool is so,
take a look at this.
What? I need a toothbrush to clean that.
It's pretty bad.
I don't know if that would work.
What's worse than that, and what you probably almost certainly can't see at home, is that Miss Cybulski always looks like she's about to fall off the stool because it's not very stable. So I have a Christmas present for you.
Oh my god, I wonder what
it could be.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm not gonna look. You guys can see it before me. Oh my goodness, it's a baby shark stool! Do you see this? Now my theme song, wait. Father Logue's theme song coming in now has to be
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark. Okay, let's see guys how I look. It's also blue, that's my favorite color in case you wanted to know. Oh, that's so weird to put down compared to the big stool.
There we go.
Hey! Thank you very much.
Much easier to work with.
Yeah, no.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you. I just get to stand on his present. I feel like that's the most injustice you can do to a present. Okay, anyways, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Love the Christmas sweater.
Thank you, likewise.
Thanks, mine has my name on it.
Mine does not.
Maybe next year for Christmas, I'll get Father Logue a Christmas sweater that says his name. I feel like it's not very Christmassy, but okay.
Not as Christmassy as yours.
Yeah, stop. Anyways, so I was hoping to talk about Christmas traditions today. Do you have any fun Christmas traditions that you do?
Absolutely. One of the Christmas traditions I loved growing up was the Jesse tree.
Okay.
So all throughout the Christmas season, at least throughout Advent, we would hang an ornament on the Jesse tree every day. It was a little Christmas tree, and each ornament represents a part of the story of salvation history. So there was an ark from Noah's Ark, there was an apple from the fall of Adam and Eve, all these different ornaments leading up to Christmas and recognizing what God was doing. But another tradition that we had that's relevant for this time of year is leading up to the Epiphany, the visit of the wise men at the manger. So on Christmas Day, we would add Jesus to our nativity scene.
So before that, Mary and Joseph are just chilling.
Just chilling there with the shepherds. That was it. We wouldn't put Jesus in the manger until Christmas Day.
But everybody else is just chilling there. They're like, oh, Jesus is gonna show up soon.
Everybody but the wise men.
Oh, right.
So we have baby Jesus we add on Christmas Day.
Right.
And then we would move every day leading up to the Epiphany, the visit of the wise men, we would move the wise men closer and closer to the manger. So we'd put them way away somewhere else in the house, and then every day it was my job to move them a little closer on their journey.
The best, did they ever start upstairs and every day they just moved down the stair?
One Christmas when I was young, my mom found them in the bathroom in their journey. She wasn't sure what stage that was, but I was always looking for new spots to put them.
They had to stop. They needed a pit stop, stop right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but you were always in charge of that.
I was, yeah.
I say, I feel like it'd be kind of creepy if you were a kid and you just realized the wise men were slowly moving. You're like, wait, what the heck? What's happening? This is not okay. And did you start moving them on Christmas or before Christmas?
I think we started before Christmas, but the goal was to get them to Bethlehem, or the manger, by the Epiphany. So
Oh, nice.
I'd have to plan it all out and have enough stops for them. So.
You knew as soon as Advent started because Father Logue would be up in his room. He's like, day 1, they'll move here. Day 2, they'll move here. It's like all planned out.
The whole route.
I love it. I love it. I would say some of my favorite Christmas traditions, actually, my family, like a million Christmas traditions. Like we'd read the night before Christmas.
Awesome.
'Twas the night before Christmas on Christmas Eve. And so all of my siblings, we'd sit on the same couch and it'd start with my brother and he'd read the first page and then it's passed and we like go age order and then go back and like, so you only get a page. That's all you get to read at a time, which is great. And then we all slept together in the same room. And we put a projector in it was my room because for some fun reasons. And we put a projector up and we watched Elf as we went to sleep. What a great movie to go to sleep to. Yeah. I feel like I'm so annoyed with the beginning of Elf because I only watched the beginning of Elf and like I never get to the rest and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this part again.
Have you ever seen the ending of it?
No. yes, I have.
Maybe this year.
Maybe this year I'll stay up the entire time. And then on Christmas morning, we wake up really early and we go get our stockings. And as siblings, we open our stockings. And then when we eventually wake up our parents, we go downstairs and we have to show them everything in our stockings because they can't miss anything, you know. But then my favorite Christmas tradition that we do is that we don't open all of our presents at once on Christmas morning. We actually we open one, we wait a couple hours, we open another, we wait a couple hours. And this may cause Christmas to go for like 2 weeks-ish. We get a good amount of presents to begin with. And you have to make sure everybody's there, so if somebody's working, we can't open a present without them. Growing up, it was like, my parents were like, no, we want you to play with the toy and appreciate each toy. And you're like, well, what if I got socks? And my parents were like, well, play with a different toy. Play with your sister's toy. And I'm like,
did you get to pick which one you opened?
Oh, that's a whole thing. You have a present picker every round. And so the present picker would go to the tree, not allowed to scope. That's no scoping.
No shaking?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
If you touch it, you have to pick it up and bring it. Yeah, it's hard. There's rules in the Cybulski household. Anyways, so they would pick up a present for everybody, bring it to the living room, distribute them, and then the present picker who opens their present. And the present picker opens theirs last. But it's a really, I don't know, it kind of, people are like, sorry, you have to wait how long to open your presents? But I love it. My whole family, we love it so much because Christmas just goes on. And that's kind of
That's exactly the
Christmas.
point. That's a great Christmas tradition because just as the church asks us to wait in Advent in preparing for Christmas, once Christmas comes, we don't want to throw the tree out on December 26th. We want to keep celebrating. And so the Christmas season for us starts Christmas Day and continues through the Epiphany. So.
Yeah, so actually, the Cybulskis are doing it right here.
That's
If I do say so myself. But I think that kind of leads us to, I know all of you guys have your own Christmas traditions. I love hearing about Christmas traditions. I just think they're Actually, I probably just like bragging about my Christmas traditions, so I have to ask people what their Christmas traditions are so I can talk about my Christmas traditions. But I've never really thought about what is your Christmas tradition starting on Christmas and going the 12 days after. And I feel like that's kind of what I want to encourage you guys for. We all have our Christmas traditions one way or another. But what can you do to celebrate Christmas for the full 12 days? How can you make that a tradition? And I'm not saying don't mom and dad oh yeah, open up all your presents. No.
Miss Cybulski said I can't.
Miss Cybulski said I have to space these out over the next 12 days. I can't open. No, not like that. But what can you make as a Christmas tradition, Do you have any ideas for how to make this Christmas season a tradition?
Absolutely. One thing we could do is read a little of Scripture each day, whether it's the different accounts of the birth of Jesus and of the events that we celebrate this time of year, whether it's taking an example from the wise men and finding ways to give to others in that time, to give of our time, give of our talent, whether it's just praying for someone different each of those 12 days.
Yeah, I love those ideas. And I mean, even when you said Scripture, I was like, like Psalms are really easy to like read one Psalm, you know, read one Psalm and meditate on that for a little bit. Or like,
Absolutely.
I love the different variations of Jesus's birth. And I know I was just looking at it for a retreat we had going on, but you have like the Annunciation, you have the Visitation, you have Joseph and his dream, and then you have the birth of Jesus. You have all of that. So you take a little time.
Yeah. Zechariah and Elizabeth with John the Baptist,
true. Yeah.
the arrival of the wise men. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, or that giving, you know, we are called to give and like service. So maybe finding one nice thing to do for a person. Maybe it's like getting a gift for somebody different every day, you know, like I got like Dunkin' for my sister today, like no questions asked, like I just got it for her, and like, oh, I like emptied the dishwasher for my mom over here, like I don't know, something like that. Or yeah, that praying for somebody, and like maybe 12 close people in your life, your family, your friends, and just literally praying, like praying for them and praying for their year and everything like that. Oh, I love those are great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
So I'm praying that you guys can have a beautiful and wonderful Christmas, and especially start some new Christmas traditions in the sense of how can we make this Christmas season even more liturgical as we continue on. Maybe it's, this one just came to me, I don't know. Maybe it's listening to a different Christmas carol, but not like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like
Christmas hymn.
Yes, like Away in the Manger or something, and really meditating on those words. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we hear those all the time, but like Away in the Manger, like, oh wait, that's actually like Jesus, you know, like forget about that sometimes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's so wrapped up in the season. So see what Christmas tradition that you can start this year and maybe continue in the future, you know, and it could be really amazing and really wonderful in so many ways. We wish you a super Merry Christmas, especially not just yesterday if you're watching this on Monday, but all 12 days of Christmas, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, and next year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You're so right. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, 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 Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Bye.